What's up, everybody? Been a while since I made a video. I've been busy with income tax season. But I have to make a video about this whole Jaden Ivey situation. And it's just yet another example of the alphabet mafia being the biggest bullies in the world by far. Well, let me say not in the world. The second biggest in the world. Biggest bullies in the world are Muslims. But in the United States, the LGBT are the biggest bullies in the country by far. Like, think about this in context. Just think about this. NBA teams will not cut you for beating up your girlfriend or your wife. They will not cut you for a cheating scandal and having a bunch of baby mamas. They won't cut you for that. They won't cut you for catching a criminal charge, a felony. They won't cut you. They may suspend you, of course, but they won't cut you. But if you dare say you don't agree with Pride Night and that in your beliefs and your view, it's celebrating unrighteousness, they cut you immediately. Think about that. Just think about that. Think about how deep that is. Just think about what kind of stand. Think about this here. They were going to have a stripper celebration night at a basketball game. And they only canceled it because of all the backlash they got from conservatives in the media and independent media and people on social media and stuff. That's the only reason they canceled it. And the NBA made them cancel. The team itself wasn't going to cancel it. So think about that. Just think about that. They wanted to celebrate. They want to celebrate homosexuality. They want to celebrate strippers. But if you dare say that you don't agree with it, you're cut from the team immediately. No talks with you. No, let's see what's going on with him. Let's talk to him. None of that. Cut you. Just think about that. I want y'all to think about how deep that is. And it just shows you how influential and how intolerant the alphabet mafia is. They don't just want acceptance. No. That's not good enough for them. They pushed way past that a long time ago. They don't want acceptance. They want forced participation. And if you dare say that you don't agree with that forced participation and celebrating their lifestyle, you get cut from the team. You know, if you're a good enough player, I guess, you don't get cut maybe if you're a star player. But you get talked to, you get reprimanded, you get corrected, you get shamed by the media. You know what I'm saying? It's like we're no longer, and we haven't been for a long time where it's neutral, where it's like, look, people do what they want to do with their bodies. That's their lifestyle. That's their choices, whatever. No. We pushed way past that. Now it's, if you don't believe in homosexuality, if you don't support homosexuality, if you don't celebrate and support transgenderism, then you're a bigot and you can't be tolerated in society. You deserve to be canceled. You deserve to lose your job and your career if you don't celebrate, not accept. Mind you, he didn't condemn them. He just said that that's celebrating non-righteousness. And if you're not a Christian, why do you care? You don't even believe in righteousness. So why do you even care? Because nobody who's a Christian would have a problem with him saying that. They might say like, hey man, I agree with you, but you got to think about, do you want this controversy? And maybe he does. That's the thing. It takes a lot of bravery and a lot of courage to speak out like he did. Because everybody knows that's the one thing that will get you canceled. Doesn't matter what your race is or nothing. If you say anything that's not complete agreement and celebration of the alphabet mafia, you run the biggest risk of losing your career, losing your livelihood. Like, you can get by with saying, well, of course you can say all the racist about white people you want. That's been acceptable for decades now. But you can even get away with saying something racist about a minority. You can be forgiven for that. You know what I'm saying? You can apologize and grovel, and some people will forgive you. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's been athletes who weren't even superstar athletes that got, caught saying something racist, and they apologized and whatnot, and they were, back on the team. They were forgiven. But not if you speak out against the homosexuals. No, indeed. That's a wrap. That's a line you just can't cross. If you don't not only accept but celebrate homosexuality, you're in trouble, buddy. You're in trouble. See, me, I'm a Christian, and I know what the Bible says about homosexuality. You know what I'm saying? It's not really subject to interpretation. It's pretty cut and dry, okay? But at the same time, there's a lot of people, like most people sin. I mean, we all sin. You know what I'm saying? So I have friends that are gay. You know what I'm saying? Lesbians, gay men. I don't judge them for that. I accept them. But I'm not going to go celebrate what they do. There's a difference. You're not going to catch me at a pride event celebrating homosexuality. Just like which none of these events exist for any other sins. But you wouldn't catch me celebrating if they had an event to celebrate thievery. You understand what I'm saying? You wouldn't catch me at an event. And celebrating strippers is celebrating debauchery. It's celebrating fornication and adultery. You wouldn't catch me at an event doing that either. Especially, when there's women and children there. That's not the same as going to a strip club where there's all grown people in there. I mean, I've been to a strip club. I'll go to one again. And I know it's wrong to do it. But I'm not going to celebrate it in front of children. You understand what I'm saying? Children are impressionable. And to me, it's crossing a major line when you go from taking things that adults do in private and celebrating it in front of children. That's a line I'm never going to cross. Okay? So there's a difference. I don't have any hatred towards anybody in the LGBT community. Like I said, I have plenty of friends and acquaintances that are part of that community. I don't have anything against them as a whole. I don't have anything against them, living their life how they please, as long as they're not infringing upon anybody else. That's between them and God, okay? That's between them and God. It's not my place to judge them. That's God's place to judge them. But they have no tolerance. And I say they, I don't mean every single one of them, because there's plenty of them that probably don't agree with the man being canceled, saying that, hey, that's his personal beliefs and he's allowed to have them even if we don't agree with them. Not all LGBT are like that. But in general, the ones with the loudest voices, they do not tolerate anything other than full embracement of their lifestyles. And that makes them and like I said, they are the one group that if you don't go along with them or you dare say that you don't agree with what they do, that can get you canceled, that can have your career ruined, have your life ruined. They are the one people. The biggest bullies, most intolerant bullies in the entire country are the LGBTQ, whatever alphabets, mafia. Those are the absolute worst. Peace.